Hi guys, welcome again to my channel. It's been 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks and 3 days today that my family and I landed in a city called Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, Canada. Excited about the journey so far? Yes, we are excited. And because we are 3 years, we already are in the process of applying for our citizenship. Yay! And we've had lessons that we've learned, so I'm going to be bringing to you a few of the lessons that have come our way that we have learned over the past 3 years. And if you're seeing this video for the very first time, I just share all that it takes to help you settle well in a new land, because I'm an immigrant in Saskatchewan, so you'll be finding a lot of handy tips here on this channel. So stick around, guys. So approximately we've been here for about 3 years, and there's been so much to learn from our experiences here in Canada. There's so many things that we've put to paper and pen to be able to learn from the things that we've learned here in Canada. We've experienced so many things, and I'm going to be sharing with you a few of the lessons so that at least you know ahead that I've brought it your way. One of the lessons here I will mention is that it's difficult to be accepted by Canadians that you are also at home. That's the fact, because I don't know, sometimes Canadians, when I say Canadians, in fact immigrants too that have become Canadians have felt that we that have just newly landed are aliens in this land. So it's difficult for us to get acceptance that we are also here to stay. As many people that have landed before us or ahead of us 10 years, 20 years and have become Canadian citizens have been full-fledged Canadians, and they feel they own the lands. You know, the people that own the land, we all know them. So we are all immigrants into Canada. And I wonder why our fellow immigrants that have landed from their various countries to, yes, maybe many years before us, will feel that they are the owners of the land. And just imagine looking down on us or feeling that where are we coming from? But we all know that those that actually own the lands are the Métis, the Inuits, and all of those people that are original owners of the land. The Witu, like I said, we are 3 years, we are trying to apply for our citizenship, and we are here, we are going nowhere. So it's one lesson that has come to stay. As an immigrant, you need to understand that it's going to be difficult for you to get acceptance by the people that have been living here or that have called this place as if it's their own genuine home from inception. But we just have to live our lives. We are immigrants, we've come here, we will become Canadian citizens at some point, and we too will be saying that we are also the landowners. Acceptance is difficult because we are not original Canadians. We are Nigerian, as where I've come from, and so many of you that have come from various countries of the world. But yeah, that is one thing you have to learn. Another lesson that I've learned here in Canada is that people are watching you, constantly watching you. And the adage that says when one person gives birth, the whole village helps you to train your child, it is not like that here in Canada. You are on your own. OYO, and that's what it is here in Canada. People are constantly looking out for your mistakes, for your errors, how to implicate you, how to get you sued, or you know, all those things. They like court case and police and all those kind of things. Funny enough, where we were living before we moved to our new home, there's a particular family, the First Nation family, that was living beside our house, and because we were new to Canada, we're new to Saskatchewan, and that very day we wanted to head to the bank, I think to open an account or something. I can't remember, but it was snowing, and yeah, we left in the evening, somehow in the evening, and this woman's children came back from school. While we were even going, before we left actually, I saw them playing in the yard. It was snowing. I was wondering, why would a small child, they were young, some of them were, I think they were actually less than 10, they had maybe 13 or something. They were playing outside, and I wondered, in the snow, how would somebody be in the snow for so long, not knowing that they could not have access into their home? Somehow maybe they forgot the key in the morning, or you know, something was off. So when we noticed we were going out, we were asking, are they okay? But they were not responding to us. So we left. And on our way, we realized that my son did not have his bus pass with him. So he needed to go back home to pick his bus pass. So he went home to pick his bus. So he approached them again and they said they needed to speak to their mom, that they don't have the key to, go into the house. So he let them in to at least plug their phone to charge and all of that. And they called their mom. But somehow around that time, someone had been watching and had called the police. Later that evening when we got home, we saw our neighbor peeping, what's going on? And she said there's police in the next door. And we're wondering what's going on. So someone called the police on them that the children had been outside for so long. If it was in Africa where I come from, we would have let them in. And honestly, because we were going out, if we were actually going to be home and they responded even when they probably we wouldn't have gone to the bank that we wanted. We would have let them in until their mom comes home to be able to take them, because you can't just leave a child. And that's what we talk about when we say a village helps you to raise a child. But here in Canada, instead of giving them shelter, they had to call the police. So someone is constantly watching you, whether you're at home, whether in your place of work, every step you take, even the words that you speak. And that takes me to my next point, so that we all need to be careful when we are in the public, in the general place, and the things that we see, so that we don't get implicated, which I would say that we need to learn the culture of where we actually have called our new home. And in this place, there are so many things that go on. There's racism, there's equality, there's the LGBT, there's so many things that go on, and sometimes because we are not used to it back at home, and it's not like a total acceptance for us, we shouldn't totally be voicing out or making it public in such a way that it shows that we are not accepting them. If you understand what I mean. I'm just being careful with my words here. But in this society that we have come, it has come to stay. And everybody is treated equally. There's no bias, there's no discrimination, there's acceptance of every culture, race, color, and all of that. And that means we need to be accepting those people, even though you might not sit well deeply with us. So we need to be careful. People are we need to accept the culture. Like for instance, where we come from, in our culture back at home, when our children misbehave, we beat them. There is always a cane in an African home. Yes, there's always, or you go to the backyard and go and cut one tree strip and flog the child until the brain resets. But here in Canada, don't try. As many parents that discipline their children in that way back at home, please, you need to be careful. You have to restrain from that kind of punishment and look for other ways in which you can punish your child. They call it violence, they call it so many things, that your child abuse, they call it so many things, and it's not accepting in this society. So you cannot import that culture from your own country into this society. It is a no-no. So we need to understand that part and find ways in which we can get our children to obey us, to respond positively, and all of those things that go on. Even when you're in the home and there's crisis within the home, husband and wife having issues, you need to be careful, especially when you have really young children that are not discerning or don't even know. They just say black is black, white is white. They can't be political in their conversations. They just say it as it. They are so plain. In fact, their mind is so clean and clear. And they can go to school and start saying all of these things, and it comes back to show that maybe the parents are not in a good state to be able to take care of this child because of the situation or the issues that are going on in the home. So we need to be careful, we need to be discreet, we need to know how to behave even in the presence of our children, especially the young ones. They are just unforgivingly saying the truth. Another lessons learned here in Canada is that nobody lends you or borrows you money. You can't get that here in Canada. In Nigeria, if you are broke, your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your friend that will give you money. But in Canada, everybody is a hustler. Everybody is trying to make a living. Everybody is trying to make ends meet. And guys, when you're looking at those legitimate ways that you make money, unlike in your country, that there's always a way around you making money. That's maybe there's no tax or there's nothing. Tax goes into every money that everybody makes in Canada. So everybody is careful and everybody is putting all the hours to be able to earn a good pay home. So nobody is thinking, in fact, with the little that you earn, it barely even serves your household. So nobody is looking for other means in which would siphon money from what they've earned in a month or in a particular pay period. So it's really difficult. I know back at home, especially those that do businesses, sometimes you just need money to be able to add up to stuff, to be able to order some things, and then when you make your first sale, you'll be able to pay back. You just run in cycles like that if you don't have so much, especially as new businesses and stuff. But here, your mathematics have to be right. If you can't afford a particular thing, then downsize. Maybe it's the house that you're living, or it's the car that you're driving that is draining your income, or something is draining. You just need to downsize yourself. You have to borrow yourself the brain to be able to reset to that standard that is applicable to you without overshooting a budget. So this is really key. Yeah, there might be people that are really close to you. Maybe you have family. Yes, those ones you can still rely on. But generally speaking, nobody borrows you money. Everybody has come, even in Canada. If you have one event in Nigeria, for instance, if you have a party, you are calling people, you are the one feeding the whole mass. You are making all the preparation for everybody to be fed. But here, tell someone that you have maybe a party or you are inviting them for something in your house. Everybody, in fact, it's a potluck. Everybody brings something. Nobody depends on one person totally. So it's a culture here that we all need to embrace, and it's something that we all need to, just live with and continue to live with. This is what we need to understand. If you are looking forward to coming to this part of the world, nobody will borrow you money. So if you come, some people don't have enough of their POF and they feel they will have somebody that will help them. Nobody is a helper here except God. So if you don't have enough, please recalculate well before you come. Another lesson learned is that unlike us that have come in when our hair has been grey, when you are young and you move into this part of the country or this part of the world, you don't have any excuse, let me put it that way, not to work hard. You don't have any excuse not to work hard. Hard work pays, and because you still have the energy, the power of the youth is in their strength. So you need to work hard to be able to earn that living. There's time coming when you will not be able to work, and you'll be frail, you'll be grey, and you won't have that energy. And of course, whatever you have saved up from what you've earned will be able to serve you, plus all your insurances. Thank God for how it works here in Canada. But more importantly, you should work while it is day. The Bible also says that work while it is day, and it's good for you to be able to earn that living. And while you work hard, try and save as much as well. This is very important for you because there will always come a time when you won't be able to save or work as much as you work, especially those that are coming as students or as singles, that you have really no dependents and you can, just continue to work. I'm not saying overwork yourself, because there's also time for you to take time away to relax. Don't overwork yourself, but please, as much as you can work, earn the living, and be able to save as much as you can. Things happen in life. You could be sick, something can just happen. Like when COVID hit, people were out of job for X amount of months and so on. So you could have something to depend on. Any disaster can happen, and then you will need something to fall back on. So please, make sure that you're working. Don't be lazy. In fact, when you come to this part of the world, it's not a place for anybody that is lazy. Otherwise, hunger will kill you. You have to work hard, because it's just a cycle. If you watch the video that I spoke about, that where does our money go, you'll be able to see as much of all the deductibles are going to our pay. So you need to work more to earn more, so that those deductibles, as they go, you still have the net to be able to serve you as you pay other bills or expenses to help you in your daily living. Also, we're in Canada. We should not let our guards down. When it comes to emails, when it comes to phone calls, when it comes to text messages, this is a scandalous society. There are scammers hovering around the place and they want to scam you of that hard-earned money that we still said is not enough. So they are working night and day trying to find out somehow. Sometime I got a message on my Facebook business account that was violating the rules or something, and I was like, who said, what am I violating? And I look, you have to look closer with a third eye. So most of the time, check the sender's email, because they might have fronted with a legitimate Facebook account or Instagram account or an email, for instance. But if you click that sender address name, you will be able to see exactly those numbers and letters and those scammer combinations. Those are the ways in which they send those emails. Then if you look further below, you'll be able to see whether they are actually authorized. There's something that just seems wrong. So don't be in a haste, don't be scared. Sometimes, especially right now that we're in the tax season, you see scammers also taking advantage of the opportunity. They are sending emails to you, or they are sending something in CRA, format, saying that you are owing this, click this and pay, or this. And if you are in doubt, please call CRA directly. Don't click anything. I always tell my household, please, when you see anything, first email, check the sender. If it's text message, do not click any link on your text. If it's from the government or anything, go to your CRA account or your Service Canada account, log in by yourself and check, or at the most, call them. Do not click any link, because those are ways in which you will get your account compromised, because they would have had access and they will log you out and then start all that they need to do to be able to take your money. Even your bank account, you need to be careful. Scammers are at work. You must be careful where you use your card. You have to, when you're using an online account to pay something, it must be PayPal or an account that is secure. So don't put your card number directly on a site that you do not trust. Those are ways in which they will hack into your account and you just see them spending your money. If it's credit card, you're in trouble. You have to pay. Unfortunately. So you must be careful where you use your card online. I don't use my card anyway. I don't use my card. I use via PayPal. That's what I use. That's securing your card from them being able to get your numbers exactly. Otherwise, you'll be compromised. So those are ways that we need to understand that we should not lose our guard when we see an email or something. Don't be scared. Sometimes they call you, phone call, CRA said you have done this, done that, or the government is going to send police. Those alarming calls come. Don't fret. Just be calm. Call yourself if you are in doubt. But most of those calls are garbage. They are not true. So don't be afraid. Call if you are in doubt. Do not click anything on your phone. You can go into your account directly by yourself so that you know that you are secure. I would also say that as you move into a new land, one of the lessons that I've learned over the past 3 years is that, look, you don't need so many friends. You might need acquaintances. You might need a community, of your professional or your church people. You need a community to help you grow and bond and settle. But when it comes to friends and relationships, you need to be careful, because this part of the world too is not the way you look at it. In your country, you might be the Owambe person. There's always one group, there's always one party, there's always hangout, there's always something. You will notice that even on the hangouts that I share, I just have a couple of friends that are there, and those are just the friends that I keep. We need to be careful because of the association that we keep. Otherwise, some things will fall back negatively on us. You don't need as much friends. In fact, the way this society is being run is like it is work. You're going to work, you're coming back to your family. There's really no time. So the time that we really have to unwind will be maybe during the summer when we have longer days. The light is still bright like 10 p.m. That's when we are like outdoor, as if our house is hot on us. Yes, it's actually hot because the weather is hot and we just need to get good air in our bodies. But apart from that, in the winter it is cold, so people just, if they must go to work, they come home, straight home. Even shopping, you see people shopping online. They don't want to go out because of the weather, and it's also good for those that work from home, like people like us that work from home is so enjoyable. That's why I love work from home job, because of the weather when it's cold in the winter. However, we don't need so much friends because you don't even have the time for these friends. People that would help in your journey, yes, you can connect with them, really not so much of entanglement with them. That's why even for those that are even looking for relationships, it's tough. It is tough. You can still get entangled more in your country than here. I know a couple of people, even some friends that I have, that some maybe had lost a partner, some have had bad marriages, and look, it's just difficult to get another entanglement. I could call it entanglement, like spouse or someone that they want to date or eventually get married to. It is tough here. I don't know what is contributing to that particularly, but it is a difficult situation that people have found themselves, especially younger ones, as they begin to grow. So that's why they need to also be open-minded. Within their maybe school setup, they can find friends that they share the same vibe, you know, the same background. They have things going on together that they can resonate with, and then they can click. Otherwise, it is difficult. I know some people have also arranged people back home for some people here for them to get married to, and then they come join them. It is difficult. That's why you really don't want to get entangled with friends that would implicate you in any way. People are still here with those kind of mentality that they brought from their home country. They still behave the same way. They have not changed in any way. So people are really careful. That's the truth. When they come to this part of the country, they are careful with the association that they keep, because they just don't want to be in that same boat that they were, where they were coming from. So this is one lesson that I've learned, and I see that, look, you don't need so many friends, because it will just be one trouble or one quarrel or one, oh, I can't handle it. It goes to show that you must have a good work and life balance here as well. So don't be all about work, because look, everybody's replaceable, whether you lose your job or whether you're sick or whether you get, you know, moved to somewhere else. There will always be somebody doing that job that you left. So don't work yourself out, but be intentional with balancing work life and, you know, your family. Try and prioritize your health, because it's also easy to fall into so many of those health conditions here, because look, there's not so much going on. People are just lazy because it is winter. People don't exercise, people don't eat well. There's junk all around the store that you all buy and fast, quick, you know, 2 minutes noodles, and people are just on the fast side of life. But we need to balance all of this for our own health, for our well-being, for our mental health, so many things, so that we are on top of everything that helps us remain whole. Also, people are lazy with doing research or trying to find information that they actually need. People come to YouTube. Yes, it's good for content creators like us that bring information your way, but please, it's also good that you do your own research, find out things by yourself, learn one thing or two, and be able to go back and research. Okay, is it true? Is whatever they have said, is it true? Because even on this content space, there's junk being spread around, and people get paid even though they still bring junk your way. So don't be fooled that everybody here has correct sense bringing things your way. Try and research. Is important for you, whether you're looking for a job, whether you're looking for childcare, whether you're looking for how to put your resume right, or you're looking for where to buy houses, you're looking for the best location around the city, or you want to buy a car, anything. Please do your research. You always find so many things. Get up from your comfort zone and find your way to where you will find that information that will help you. Google is also your friend. There's tons and tons of information there that can lead you to the appropriate quarters. So please do your research. Don't just consume and consume and consume. I've said that a couple of times. Don't just be a consumer of commodity. Also, research and also help other people to learn. Yeah, so these are a few of my lessons learned. I still have a couple more, but I'll save that to hear back from you in the comment section. Tell me how long you live in Canada, where in Canada that you live, and what's one lesson that you have learned from living here in Canada. Thank you so much for watching. See you again in my next vlog. Bye guys.